Hey, what's going on, guys? So I wanted to make this video really fast today. I'm just addressing how I'm feeling leading into my powerlifting meet, what the differences are between like a deload and a taper, which is a taper is what I'm currently doing right now. I'll play some like clips of like my taper week and like training with this. But first off, I want to address like what the differences are mainly between like a deload week and a taper week, and they're quite similar actually in how they are done. However, the intention is different. So a deload is, so first off, the main intention of both of them is to reduce fatigue from previous hard weeks of overload training, because as we train and we get stronger, we also have fatigue that comes with it, and we need to have deload weeks of lower intensity weeks where we are resting a little bit more in order to make sure that we can keep making that progress, we stay healthy, decreased chance of injury, and we can continue to keep performing overload training consistently without plateaus. If you don't deload, essentially your body will for you via an acute injury, or you'll kind of just have a lot in the same period of time your training is just like really bad, and it's essentially your body saying like, dude, we're so fatigued, like why are you keeping, if you're going to keep pushing it and you're not going to let up, then we will make you. So deloads are absolutely necessary. Tapers are absolutely necessary in order to make sure that you can continue to have good productive overload training. And this, like, the deload parameter would be just lowering the volume to about half the intensity, half the total volume. So let's say you're doing a 4x10 your last week of training, you would do a 2x10, and then lower intensity as well, so to about 80% of what you were doing. So let's say you did your 4x10 with 200 pounds. A deload week would be a 200 would be a 2x10 with 160 pounds. So yeah, that's basically like how to do it. But a taper week is basically a competition specific reduction in volume and intensity for a competition, or in order to perform the best on that day. And so it's part of the whole peaking process, and it ends with, after you have functionally overreached, you have exceeded your maximum recoverable volumes, you have functionally overreached, you will then do a taper week leading into the competition, so then you can actually peak on the day of competition. The goal of a taper is it's basically to make sure that after you functionally overreach, after you put on those weeks of hard training for your competition, you are then going to taper or lower that intensity, lower that volume leading into the competition, so then you can maintain your fitness, which is going to be your ability to maintain, to lift heavy weights in the case of a weightlifter or a power lifter. So then you can still keep that technical prowess. You're still you're seen as still able to produce maximum forces while reducing fatigue, and it's difficult, and it depends on the lifter, and there's a lot of different parameters to it, but essentially that's what it is. Right now I'm a few days into, I'm 3 days out from well, kind of like 2 right now, but anyways, I'm like 2.5 days out from my competition, let's say that. And right now I still feel a little bit beat up, a little bit fatigued, but that's okay, because if I was feeling really amazing right now and super strong, that means I probably peaked early. The goal is to feel super strong and your best on the day of competition, not any sooner, not any less. Same parameters basically, except it's going to be a little more strategic based off of previous weeks of training, where you are going to still be lifting heavy enough weights that you still maintain that fitness leading into the competition with a little bit extra rest. So that's, hopefully that covers it. Yeah, so basically just to sum that up, deload is more of a general reduction in overall volume and intensity for a generalized outcome to allow for future weeks of hard training. A taper is specific for a competition, for a specific day, for a specific event, after you have done a peaking block for competition, in order to maintain the fatigue fitness relationship, so then your fatigue is low but your fitness is as high as possible, so that you can peak on the day of competition and be your strongest and perform your best. So yeah, but then how am I feeling going into competition? Honestly, I'm just excited to step on the platform. It's something I've always wanted to do. I've always been an athlete. And in terms of attempts, I have my openers written down, and my second attempts, which are basically set in stone. I'm not going to share them right now just because I don't want to have any expectations going into it from like external sources. And then third attempt is just basically going to be how do I feel on the day. I mean, this is my first time peaking. We'll see how I respond to it after I respond to the taper and whatnot. But I'm just excited to step on the platform and finally show, you know, what I've trained for so long and so hard. And, you know, this has been a hard process. And those of you guys who have followed along with the series, you know, can kind of, you know, see I've had good days, I've had bad days of training. But you know, that's training. Hopefully it all pays off and I feel good on the day of competition. But yeah, thanks guys for watching the video. And if you guys liked it, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. I will have a competition day video uploading too, with like and whatnot, with like the whole weighing process and anything, probably like after the weekend. But yeah, 2 days out, and I'm excited. So thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.